All right, let's go ahead and open up the doors. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, I am honored to be able to bring to you and have you even plug in and invest your time to finding out information that you can use to help yourself. Help yourself physically, help yourself financially if you join us in spreading this message, and also making yourself your own authority when it comes to your own best interest and health and wellness. So this program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. On our website, we have a way that you're able to contact us and sign up for our newsletter. So make sure that you sign up for our newsletter. If you have questions, feel free to put your questions, your health concerns in that sign up. And if you've already signed up and you have more, you can always use that contact option there in or on the website. Now, if you don't mind, please put in there whether or not you are already working with a longevity distributor. That way, We know how to best help you. Okay. So we are a resource for a large community, a community of some amazing people who have a heart for others and share this program with them so that they can personally hear from the doctor what they can do to help themselves. We want to make sure that we maintain that integrity and get people back to the person that referred them to this program. But if you were not referred to anybody by any and have never tried the products, have never spoken to anybody about longevity or Dr. Wallach, then we do have a call team that is standing by waiting for your call at 855-949-3377. Again, that's 855-949-3377. And that is for people who would like to get information about what they need specifically to help themselves and also get that product on its way to them so that they can start feeling the benefits of having a nutrified body. This program is, and if you're out, I mean, because this program is being streamed on many different platforms in many different locations. So if you'd like to join us live, you are more than welcome to do so. It's super simple. Go to dailywithDocZoom.com, dailywithDocZoom.com, and join us here live in the Zoom room Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. Again, that's Monday through Friday, 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time, daily with Doc. I just want to do a shout out to those who are out there in Radio Land still listening and using our program as syndication to reach their audience. You know, the people who are hosting this program or who are sharing this program, they really do have a heart for others. They want to make sure that people can be the best that they absolutely can be. And that's why they're bringing this program to you, because somebody within their organization has felt the benefits and difference that following the recommendations of the doctor that we host here on Daily with Doc has done for them. I know I'm one of them. So let's go ahead and get into the program. I just want to welcome everybody. And if you are here live with us and you would like to ask a question, please put your hand up and we will be calling on you on the order that your hand was raised. If you're out on YouTube, I am able to see some questions, but I have some of my co-hosts following the other platforms. And if you put a question in there, and then they'll be able to bring it into the Zoom and we can get answers for you as well. So, Dr. Wallach has a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, 3 postdoctorates in pathology. And if that was not enough, after teaching nutrition at the college level, he went on to become a naturopathic physician so that he had the authority to actually help people too. And he got that license. So without further ado, I just want to say, welcome, Dr. Wallach, to Daily with Doc. See, I don't have all the powers that I usually do, so everything is kind of in different places. So excuse my hesitation on that, Doc, but hello and welcome.
Well, thank you so much for a little bit of history there and bringing us up to date on some things going on. And of course, with progress, oftentimes comes loss. It's what we would call progress. New technology produces loss. And this goes way back to biblical days. You go back 3,000 years ago, the fuel we were using was wood and coal. And we learned 3,000 years ago, before that, probably 5,000 years, we learned that if you put the wood ashes and coal ashes into your gardens and your fields, you get more yield. In other words, for every tomato plant, instead of having a 2-inch in diameter tomato and 6 of them on the plant, you maybe get 20 tomatoes and they're the size of an orange, okay, by using the wood ashes and coal ashes as fertilizer. They're 95 to 98% carbon with all the minerals mixed in with it, and only 2 or 3% is the bad stuff, okay? And so also you have to appreciate that those same nutrients were being absorbed by the plants. Now, people didn't know that. They knew when they put the ashes into the gardens that they got a bigger yield. They knew that 3,000 years ago. What they did not know was the plants sucked up those minerals. They're in the wood ashes and coal ashes. So when you ate those tomatoes, instead of just having a tomato, growing out in the field, when you ate that tomato that was fertilized with wood ashes and coal ashes, you got the minerals that were in those wood ashes and coal ashes because the plant sucked it up. And that's, for tomatoes and beans and grapes and everything you can think of that grows in a little garden around the house. And so at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, this all changed. We went to electricity, and within 20 years, by 1900, suddenly now we had a huge problem. We had all these new diseases nobody had ever seen before, because in those 18 to 20 years, okay, between pulling the switch to start electricity in 1900, everybody in the world moved that direction. Suddenly now, our source of nutritional minerals that we've been getting for 3,000 years went away, and nobody made the connection. Nobody made the connection, okay? And suddenly now everything was going bad. And suddenly now the medical doctors stepped up and said, okay, we'll take care of it. And they came up with drugs and medicines and herbs that dealt with the symptoms of these diseases. They never dealt with the actual cause. They dealt with the symptoms, and people were very, oh, my pain went away in hours. I was so happy, okay? But then they died at 65 instead of 120, as the Bible said, and man's years shall be 120, okay? So these are all the things you have to kind of think about. And what happened when we went to electricity? Well, first of all, everybody wanted the electricity. That was the rich man's thing, and a poor guy could actually use electricity and afford it, okay? So everybody wanted it. And you have to appreciate that there were no ashes. There was no way to get more minerals, okay, when you use electricity. And so that all went away after more 3,000 to 5,000 years. And so this is the beginning. Now, as the technology increased, it started with hydroelectric, where they built dams around streams and rivers, and they built a lake, artificial lake behind these dams. And then they put up little machines there in the dams. They let the water go through and generate electricity, okay? That's the hydroelectric. Well, that stopped the source of these plant minerals that we've been getting for 3,000 to 5,000 years, okay? That just stopped it. And everybody loved it. It was clean, okay? And you could get hot water easily without a lot of smoke in the house and all this kind of stuff. And so people went the direction of the electricity, and it's cost us dearly. Okay, now, you look a little more, you say, okay, okay, I get that part. So what's going on here with places where they still do very well? They still live to be 120, like the Hunzas. Well, that's because they live in the land flowing with milk and honey. That's biblical. They knew 3,000, 5,000 years ago that there were certain places on earth where people lived a long time. Now they attribute it to a gift of God, which is really what it is, a gift of God, okay? Kind of a biblical place, which would generate more health and longevity, okay? The land flowing with milk and honey. Well, why would they call it milk and honey? Was it cow's milk or camel's milk or goat's milk? No, it was glacial milk. You get my book, Rare Earths and Cures, chapter 10 is entitled Glacial Milk. It goes into the history of dams and hydroelectric and how we got the electricity but we lost the minerals. Okay. Now, you take that from us getting all these diseases, the doctors come along and they would give us misinformation. Okay, they didn't purposely give us misinformation. They just give us misinformation because that information brought people to them, okay, to get treated. But it wasn't a conscious scam, but it was something that was just universal around the world. Okay, now I'm going to throw in something here before we go into a little more about what's going on here with the okay. And it's one of those things where it's my favorite diseases. My favorite diseases are cholesterol deficiencies. Who tells you to give up cholesterol? Doctors. Oh, cholesterol causes plugged arteries. No, that's not true. But that's what doctors scare people into giving up cholesterol. Well, cholesterol is a basic ingredient of a product called myelin. And myelin is the white matter of the brain and spinal cord and the wrappings around the big nerves in the body. Okay. And a deficiency, I'll repeat this, a deficiency of myelin, a deficiency of the white matter of the brain, you get Alzheimer's disease, MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is multiple sclerosis, spinal cord, you get Parkinson's disease. And we have a case report, which you can go to certified health coaches and get a copy of that. And we have Madeline's the lady's name. She'd been going to Rush Medical Center every year for 11 years. And we have the copies of her records in big, bold, red letters, Parkinson's disease, Parkinson's disease, Parkinson's disease, every year for 11 years. The 12th year, we gave her our rendition of what we would give her for her symptoms and Parkinson's disease. And when they tested her for her annual physical in her 12th year, they couldn't find it. So they said, oh, we have to readjust our machines, come back tomorrow. Well, they did something to the machine. She came back tomorrow, still couldn't find it. Okay, don't take any more of our medications. Go to the desk outside and get an appointment for next year. Bye-bye. They didn't want to know what she was doing to make that Parkinson's disease go away. Okay. And then FTD, this is a new one, just, I don't know, 6 months old. FTD, frontal temporal dementia. This is the frontal part of the brain, the forehead, the temples, okay, right and left temples. And it's the dementia that goes along with Alzheimer's disease, but it's all the same deficiency. It's all the same deficiency, this myelin, because myelin is cholesterol, okay? And then there's CJD, Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease. It's kind of like ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease. All these things are simply preventable. They're not genetic in any way, shape, or form. They're not related to age. Parkinson's disease, people live to be 7 to 10 years after diagnosis, and typically. And when you have Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease, you only live 7 to 10 months, okay? And so these are all just cholesterol deficiency diseases. And so we're very, very proud to have all this put together in the book, Epigenetics. And we have some big stuff coming out here. We do have a great CD, a DVD, okay? It was actually put together by Pastor Mike Freeman, okay, when he was cured, okay? He was in a coma for 6 weeks in a hospital, okay? And when he, okay, one of our great distributors, Linda Tyler, and his wife called and said, anything we can do for him. The doctor's saying he's only got minutes to live. We're on our way to say goodbyes. He's unconscious. He's not going to hear us, but we'll do our best to say our goodbyes. What can we do? Well, let's see here. Is there anything else going on that I need to know about? No, they just said he's only got minutes. Okay. What I want you to do, he doesn't have a G-tube, no. He doesn't have an IV, no. Okay. Then I want you to get him on our plant-derived minerals. Oh, thank you. The plant-derived minerals, but you can't have him take it orally because he's unconscious. So what you do is just take a third of a teacup or a half a teacup of the plant-derived minerals on his sternum, okay, middle chest, upper belly, lower belly, 3 times a day, on his back at the same time between his shoulder blades, and also upper back and lower back 3 times a day. and let's see if we can have him absorb it through the skin. Well, to make a long story short, in 2.5 days, he wakes up. He's supposed to be dead by then, according to the doctors. 2.5 days, he wakes up. And to make a long story short, he goes to the his church TV station, radio station. He spends 12 hours telling his story, his health story to the world. Now, fortunately, he recorded it when he was so emotional. He recorded it. Okay, this is by Pastor Mike Freeman. Okay, praise the Lord and pass the 90. That's where we got that acronym, praise the Lord and pass the 90. Okay, and so I do want everybody to get a hold of this set because it will add 25 to 50 healthy years of your life, and they're going to be quality years. Okay, nobody should have these myelin deficiencies. Okay, all these third world countries don't have them because they're eating eggs, they're eating the animal fat. Okay, they're eating red meat, and well, we're supposed to just eat carrots and grapes. Is that the deal? No, that's not going to work. Okay, okay. Now, with that said, we're going to start again damming up the rivers, not only for electricity, but also for irrigation and certain. We want to build a dam, build the lakes, and then siphon off some of that water to irrigate a particular farm. Well, all the other farms downstream that used to get the minerals, okay, in that water, they're not getting it anymore, okay? And so now our food doesn't have the nutrition in it that it had for 3,000 to 5,000 years. Suddenly that's all gone. Because people always ask me, well, how come they didn't supplement 3,000 years ago? Now we have to supplement. Well, that's because of our energy production methods, our farming methods, okay? And so, and our medical system, all those things together have really, really damaged the health of human beings and humanity, cost us just the myelin deficiency, the white matter of the brain, okay? And those half a dozen diseases I rattled off, we spend each year in America just to treat the symptoms of those diseases, $490 billion. That's a $500 billion. $490 billion every year we spend just to treat the symptoms, okay, of Alzheimer's disease, MS, Guillain-Barré syndrome, Parkinson's disease, FTD, Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease, let's see, also ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease. All those things don't have to exist. They're not genetic. They're not due to aging. They're a simple nutritional deficiency disease, a cholesterol deficiency, okay? And so this is why we want you to get a hold of the books and the CDs and the CD sets and so forth. And within hours, you'll know more than doctors know about that particular disease. Okay. And so I urge you to participate, get your family involved, get your neighbors involved, get your churches and temples involved, get your businesses involved. It's one of those things where you can't go wrong if you are getting rid of a disease in weeks, where before you could never get rid of it until you died. Okay. And so this is, we're very excited about this, and it's not expensive. It's a lot cheaper than dying. Okay. And so with that, I'm going to turn this back over to Rebecca.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And we have a couple questions and in directly related to your Alzheimer's and cholesterol and dementia. And the question is, if you just eat a bunch of eggs, is that going to reverse the diseases?
Okay. Well, eggs do have cholesterol in them. And I have 3 eggs for breakfast every morning. And like every other night, I'll have 3 eggs with dinner time. They can be soft scrambled in butter. They can be soft poached, soft boiled, not hard boiled and not fried. And you're going to get some cholesterol. And that's, remember, back in the old days, 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, they were eating eggs. They were eating raw eggs. They were eating lightly cooked eggs and so forth. And they were getting their cholesterol that way. They were eating the animal fat. And we look at animal fat like the biggest poison in the world. Okay. And it's because people don't want to get fat. So we're not going to eat fat. Well, that's strange. That's not exactly how it works. Okay. And
Fat
so
does not create fat, folks.
yeah, you have to eat fat, you have to eat eggs, and you will be benefited by it. Okay. And we take people, I mean, that have had these, what should I say, had the myelin deficiencies, the white matter deficiencies, really, really badly. And they are, you know, they're the end of their stream. And we get them on our program, and weeks are better. And in a month or so, they totally don't have the disease anymore. These diseases go away because they're not genetic, they're not autoimmune, they're simple nutritional deficiencies. And you can be deficient in fat, just like you can be deficient in salt. And you can be deficient in, that's one of the first ones we learned about 3,000, 5,000 years ago when people started selling salt made from boiling salt water, from the oceans and bringing it inland and selling the salt. And people that had goiter for years and years and years, big lumps under their chins and their necks. And in weeks, their goiter went away. Now, they didn't know anything about iodine, but they knew there was something in that salt that came from the salt water that got rid of that goiter. And that began the search for more stuff that could help you cure diseases.
Something so simple,
Yep.
Doc. And the salt that they had back then was not like the salt that we get from the grocery store that's has all the minerals taken out and is just the sodium chloride with a little bit of iodine for those that get the ones with the iodinized salt. But it's so simple. Why does it have to be made to sound like it's so complicated?
Well, that's a sales tool. This is too complicated for the average person, so you have to go to the doctor to get the answer.
Well, I know the doctors for me were just putting me on more meds and I was getting sicker and sicker. So they didn't work for me. But following your recommendations, Dr. Wallach, completely changed my life around. And you get a AAA+ for being my doctor, Dr. Wallach.
Well, thank you for the kind words. And of course, thank you for sharing your story. And your story is a classic, okay? With all the doctors you had, and all the insurance, and all the money that was spent in trying to get rid of all these diseases, which are simple nutritional deficiency diseases. And then you got on a diet, getting rid of the bad cooking. Everybody loves the Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, 300 pages of safe recipes and cooking methods and all that kind of stuff. Everybody should have 2 or 3 of those books in the house, because your relatives will start looking through that and they'll walk out the door with it. So you better have a couple of them. Okay. Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. Everybody should have at least 2 or 3 of those books in the house, and make great holiday presents, good presents for when people graduate school, they get some kind of award. Give them that book, because it'll add 25 to 50 healthy years to their life. Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. And again, the eggs, don't forget all the nutrients that we have. We have 3,000 products now. We have 3,000 products in longevity. We deal with over 600 different diseases. And there are no genetically transmitted diseases. Get over it. There's no genetically transmitted. Well, everybody in my family has it. Well, are they eating the same recipes? Well, yeah, everybody's using grandma's recipes. Well, that's why they all have the same disease. Okay, because they're using the same recipe. Or they live in the same county. And because nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth, they occur in veins like gold and silver. And when you grow a carrot in that soil, carrot's happy, gets 3 minerals or 6 minerals. And you eat that carrot, you're getting 3 minerals or 6 minerals. Well, what about the other 57 you need, or 55 you need? Okay, you have to supplement with them. And you can add 25 to 50 healthy years of your life, save yourself an enormous amount of unnecessary misery, save yourself an enormous amount of money. Why would that not be attractive to you? Say, okay, let's give Wallach a test here. Let's try it for 3 months and see what happens. We got high blood pressure, we got diabetes, we got arthritis, we got liver disease, we've had gallstones. Let's see which ones we can get rid of, which ones we can get rid of. Let's give it 3 months or 6 months, whatever time piece you want to put on it. And, get the books. Do the proper nutritional supplement approach and look at the rewards you're going to get. You are going to get the rewards. It never fails.
And folks, you can get Dr. Wallach's books at drjwallach.com. That is drjwallach.com. And Dr. Wallach, you had mentioned insurance. And at the time, I was very, very thankful that I had insurance, because there's no way I could have afforded those doctor bills. But now looking back, there's absolutely no reason that I needed to have those doctor bills, except for after the car accident. because it wasn't a doctor deficiency, it was a nutrient deficiency. I corrected the nutrient deficiencies, and even the issues that I was having after my car accident were remnified. So, folks, you know, being dependent on a medical model, there's a time and place for it, yes. But please, please invest in nutrition for yourself. Let your body do what it can do all on its own, because that's the way it was designed. You give the body what it needs, it comes out of that starvation mode. You start losing the extra weight, you start building the muscle mass, everything starts flowing through the body better, and it just gets healthier and healthier. So you don't need to have that medical model all the time. So, like I said, there's a place for it, and this program is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor is this program meant to treat, diagnose, cure, nor are the products. But folks, the body can do some amazing things when you give it the nutrients that it needs, especially if you are working out and very active physically. You've got to, I think you got to give extra, Dr. Wallach.
No, that's why we came up with the Rebound, sports drink with 100 nutrients in it.
Well,
Red Bull only has one nutrient.
Yeah, well, forget that other one. Okay, we're focused on the good stuff. We don't want to promote them at all. Even we don't want to be bad mouthing anything either. But folks, look at the labels, read the labels. If it promotes to be an energy drink, what is it giving you for energy? Did you know that nutrition gives energy? Vitamins give energy. Even minerals give energy. And those are all things that the body needs to thrive on. So why not give the body what it needs to thrive instead of just sugar, so that you get a boost of energy and then you crash? So, and herbs are nice, great, Dr. Wallach. I mean, I'm an herbalist. I love the benefits of herbs, but they do not take the place of nutrition, even though some of them have nutrition. They are not complete. So, folks, what Dr. Wallach has put together through his research, through creating the company Longevity, which he has removed himself from, he no longer receives a paycheck from them. He earns his income from the sale of his books. Again, that's drjwallach.com. But he removed himself for a reason. He didn't want anybody to be able to say, well, you're only promoting these products because you're getting rich off of them. That's not the case, is it, Doc?
Nope, it's not the case. And so, yeah, you're exactly right. That's why I did remove myself from it. And I just want to be a coach and a sponsor and a trainer and a teacher. And it's worked out very well. And so we have literally thousands of people who've come along after me who are getting paid by the company for helping other people, but they're learning from what I'm teaching them, using my books and CDs and DVDs, coming to my lectures, getting on the Zooms like we're doing here and learning. And so this is a proven method. This is a proven method. I mean, you think about it. You go back to the biblical days, 3,000, 5,000 years ago, even God used teachers to supplement getting his information out. Okay. Some were called angels, some were called teachers. Okay. And they were telling the story that God wanted them to tell. Okay. And so because God was busy doing his piece, okay, and he couldn't take care of each individual every second of every day when you're talking about millions of people. Okay. So he had to build an army. And I used his terms because in the Bible, he said he was going to build an army to save the world. So we decided we were going to build an army. And that's why we came up with the idea of longevity, to build an army that we would pay people to join the army, educate themselves to get family health as well as health of the people in their areas.
So if you would like to be in this army, get back with the person that shared this program with you. If there is nobody to thank, there's plenty of room on my team as well. You can go to dailywithdoc.com and use that contact option and say, hey, I want to be part of the team. So Dr. Wallach, you were talking about biblical times, and you go back to the very beginning when God created man. He took us from the dust of the earth and then breathed life into us. That dust included minerals, folks. So let's just keep the minerals flowing throughout the body so that the cells can be the best that they absolutely can be. Well, Dr. Wallach, we have several questions. And the first question is coming in about a litter of puppies, Dr. Wallach. And this litter of puppies, they're all in foster care, it looks like right now. And I'm not getting, I've got a lot of write-up, but they have skin issues. That's infection. It goes around their eyes, filled with yellow pus, greasy scabs, missing hair. Sounds like, from my experience, it sounds like there could be some mange going on. So Dr. Wallach, what would you recommend for puppies? We're looking at probably 10, 15 pounds at the most.
Okay.
Border collie. What would you recommend for a pup and nutrition?
Okay, what you want to do is put an ounce or plant-derived minerals, just a plain plant-derived minerals, into a gallon of water. Put that in their drinking water. I start out with a half a gallon, just a half a gallon and an ounce of the plant minerals, a half a gallon and an ounce of the plant minerals. I would also give them the Arthrodex. Okay, it's 1 scoop for 20 pounds of body weight. So if they weigh 10 pounds, it'd be half a scoop of the Arthrodex. Enormous amount of vitamins and minerals in that Arthrodex. Okay, I keep some in the house here, so if we can't get what we need, I'll just eat the Arthrodex. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to run out. So, Arthrodex, it doesn't taste bad, but it's not something I'm going to turn to. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay, and so that's the way I would do it. Okay, get the minerals into the water and get the Arthrodex into their diet. And again, it's a scoop for 20 pounds of body weight. If they weigh 10 pounds, it's a half a scoop a day.
And how about essential fatty acids? Would that be beneficial for them as well?
Well, yeah, they could. There's some essential fatty acids in the Arthrodex. But if you want, you can add the extra. We do have the EFAs and EFA pluses. Wouldn't hurt to give them one of each. They just throw them in the food.
And since
I just puncture the soft gel capsule and squirt it into the food and mix it up in there.
Or I just squirt it in their mouth, Doc. Or for my dogs, I just put it in a little bit of cheese, throw it up, they catch it, and down the hatch. They never knew. For the infection, Dr. Wallach, what about colloidal silver? Could we put it in a
silver? Absolutely. No alcohol in it. No alcohol in it. Won't burn. It's just like putting water in their eye or water on their skin. And if they want, they can use the hair, skin, and nails. Give them a couple of those capsules a day down the hatch while you're holding them. Put them down their throat, like you say, let them swallow them.
Yeah.
Hair, skin, and nails. That'll speed up the healing.
All right, excellent. And so Longevity has a product called Killer Biotic. Is that safe for animals?
Oh, sure. Yep.
Because I know it has some antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, antimicrobial properties to it from the herbs that are used.
That's correct. Yeah, you could use Killer Biotic on the puppies too. Absolutely.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And then let's go to the first hand that is up. And just a reminder, if you're watching us out on a replay or watching on any of the platforms live, put in the chat that you're there. Let us know that you're there and say hello. We love to see where you're coming in from. So even if you're here in the chat with us, let us know where you are joining us from. If you would like to join us live, go to dailywithdoczoom.com. Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. Let's go to Hattie, who has her hand up. Hattie, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Awesome. Great afternoon, Becca, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
So, Dr. Wallach, I have a client. She loved listening to the Don't Lie, and she's in any event, we haven't had a really good time to talk, but she's on the call today because I wanted her to meet this phenomenal human being. On her health evaluation, she received a negative 31. She's in a lot of pain right now. So I wanted her to speak to you directly and have you talk to her. So Christine, can you come off of mute?
Is it Christine Beatty?
Christine?
Yeah, she told me she was here. So
I've asked her to unmute Hattie, so she'll have to unmute herself with my request. Just tell us a little bit about some of the pains and things that she has going on, as it doesn't look like she's coming unmuted.
okay, well, Christine, I believe, is about 257, maybe a little more. She's about 5'5", and her pain levels are in the 5 in terms of a health evaluation, her bones, her joints. And she's been having issues with lipedema since she was 13 years of age. And now it's spreading to both legs, now to her arms, and now she's afraid.
Okay. 257 pounds, and she's 5'5". Okay. She's about 125 pounds overweight. Okay. So she's get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, rye, oats, no buckwheat. There's no gluten in buckwheat, but it has phagopyrenes, which are 10 times worse than buckwheat. No sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even carbonated water's got to go, and as I say, carbonated water's got to go because they neutralize stomach acid, so you cannot absorb minerals or digest food. It's basic stuff. And then at 257 pounds, I wanted to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose of everything twice a day. Okay. Then she needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, including skin and so forth. She needs a collagen peptide. She can take a scoop of that with her morning drinks, with her evening drink. I want her to have 2 or 3 servings a day of her Rebound. If she drinks the can, she's got to pop the tops on them the night before she drinks them, put them in the refrigerator, drink them the next day, so all the carbonation is gone. We do have the sticks. Okay, there's 30 of these sticks in a box, and then we have the canisters with 36 servings in it. The Rebound has 100 nutrients in it, 75 minerals, and 25 bonds of amino acids. So if she has 2 servings of the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack a day, and then she has 2 servings of the Rebound a day, she's going to get the 90 essential nutrients 4 times a day. Okay, now we do have, for her to lose the weight, very specific. Okay, it's called, let's see here, it's a new one. Which one is that, Becca? It's the new one. See, Fit Shake?
The Fit Shake, yes, sir.
Yeah, the Fit Shake. Let's go with the Fit Shake. And she can have 1 Fit Shake meal a day. Doesn't have to be the same meal every day. It could be 3 days a week lunch, 2 days a week dinner, the rest of the time breakfast, however she wants to do it. But the Fit Shake is a meal replacer. It's not to add to a meal. It's just you throw everything else out for that meal and just the Fit Shake. And that Fit Shake, I'm dealing with a woman in Chicago who's over 250 pounds, and she's losing about 4 or 5 pounds a day. Okay, on the Fit Shake. She's so excited. Okay, so that's what we want to do with the Fit Shake. That's going to help her lose that weight as long as she's taking the nutrients, because the reason why people get that badly overweight, they're missing the nutrients. Their body's telling, gimme, 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 gimme. And they'll eat 12, 15 meals a day trying to find something to make your body happy. Okay, but it's the nutrients. They're not looking for a piece of pie. Okay, the body's looking for the nutrients. And so that's why we have to go with the Fit Shake. And you will lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day on the Fit Shake. Remember, it's a meal replacer. It's not to add to a meal.
And so, Dr. Wallach, could you also explain why you get lymphedema?
Well, lymphedema has to do with protein problems. It has to do with fat squeezing blood vessels and so forth. And so you start getting edema and this fluid under the skin and around the tissues and so forth. Okay. And so that'll all go away very quickly. Okay. It's not caused by an infection. It's caused by nutritional deficiencies and all the things that go along with the nutritional deficiencies. But that lymphedema goes away very quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Miss Hattie. And Dr. Wallach, let's go right over to Sherry. Sherry, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. This is from one of our listeners on our show today, actually. This is a 75-year-old female, weighs 190 pounds, 5'2". She wants to know what causes shaking arms. Is it a mineral deficiency?
Okay, shaking arms. It could be a mineral deficiency. It could also be Parkinson's disease. Okay, with the shaking hands and arms and stuff like that. And so she really needs to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, okay, and get a hold of the book It's All in Your Head, and learn, what is Parkinson's disease? Okay, what causes these kind of tremors and shaking and all this kind of stuff? This is caused by a deficiency of the myelin, the white matter of the brain, and it's all this short circuiting, especially if she's trying to avoid, something that has cholesterol in it. Oh, I can't have cholesterol. My doctor says I'll get plugged arteries. Okay. Well, you have to check her diet and make sure. Okay. But we do have the I-26, and she could take also the I-26. I'd have her take at that body weight. I'd have her take, she could go ahead and take three times a day. And we have the chewables, we have the pills, and we have the powder. I like the chewables. I like the French vanilla chewables. I take 3 of those at least twice a day. If I'm going to be doing something very strenuous physically, I'll take three times a day, but my minimum is 3 twice a day. Okay, my chewable French vanilla. Okay, and it's just a wonderful way to get the nutrients you need to make your brain and spinal cord happy.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you bet.
All right. Thank you, Sherry and Dr. Wallach. Let's move right over to AJ. AJ, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Good day, Doc. How are you?
Fine, sir. Thank you. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Okay, thank you for all the good work you do. How can we help you today?
Thank you, sir. We have Felicia is calling about her son who has medial epicondylitis, which is golfer's elbow. So her son's a golfer and his elbow is bothering him. Felicia's familiar with the 90 and she wants to see if her 5'11", 180-pound, 35-year-old son can get some relief from the golfer's elbow.
Oh, absolutely. Get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown oats, no buckwheat, and no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks got to go, and also the carbonated water got to go. And then at 100, you said 180 pounds, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 180 pounds. 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. Full dose everything twice a day. Needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM. Take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That's going to help rebuild cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue and disc between the vertebrae and all that kind of stuff. We actually invented that for professional athletes and Olympic athletes. So this just fits the program for this kid, okay, or this young man, I guess. And then also, it wouldn't hurt to use our Rebound or sports drink twice a day. Again, if you're going to use the cans, pop the tops on them the night before you drink them the next day. If you're going to use the sticks, it's okay. There's no carbonation in the sticks. I'll use 2 of those sticks a day. And also we have the powder, okay? And this is going to help rebuild everything. Everything has the capacity to rebuild when you give it the raw materials and avoid the negative stuff, okay? And so you avoid all the bad stuff, get all the raw materials necessary to rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself, skin, artery walls, and all that kind of stuff. and miracles happen. Just remember, we deal with so many professional athletes. We deal with so many Olympic athletes. We deal with so many university athletes because they know, ask Theo Ratliff how he liked our program. Okay, Theo Ratliff, a great basketball player. He had bone-to-bone arthritis in his knees, his hips, fractured his shooting arm wrist, lost a $35 million contract. We rebuilt him because he didn't want to have a double knee replacement. And we came up with how he had the healthy bone and joint pack, okay, for him. And then we came up with a Rebound for him. And he came back, got more contracts, and he played for 11 years, made $100 million. Did my supplements work? Ask Theo Ratliff how it worked, okay? It worked for him, okay?
Sure, he liked it.
Yeah, he likes it. And he does a great job. He lectures all over the place around the world, telling his story about the Rebound. He has a big longevity business, okay? Also, the thing that he learned was that you want to make sure that the people who are taking the supplements have to give up all the bad foods. So he learned that. And he actually bought a big facility. It's one of these, what do you call them? It's a big facility.
Resource center.
Yeah, it's a resource center, community and activity center, okay? And he gives its availability free to kids who want to become professionals in sports and they have some issues, and he lets them use the facilities for free, okay? I mean, I thought that was really great of him. He didn't have to do that, but he did that, and it tells you what a wonderful person he is.
Well, he got it from you, being a wonderful person.
Well, we're brothers, that's for sure.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, AJ. And Dr. Wallach, we have a question coming in from the UK. Graham is writing in and he says, "Hi, Doc. I have dialysis 3 times a week and suffer diabetic eye bleeds. Any advice?"
Okay, so he's getting dialysis and has hemorrhage in his eyes.
He's getting bleeding in his eyes. Let's go based on 100 pounds.
Okay, per 100 pounds body weight, get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no bar, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go, and carbonated water got to go. And then per 100 pounds of body weight, 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. He needs also per 100 pounds of body weight, 1 bottle a month of the MSM. That's going to give him the raw materials to replace cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, all that kind of stuff. Okay. He also needs to take our Rebound or sports drink. I like, let's see here. I use what should I say? I use the sticks and I use the canisters, but I also use the cans once in a while. I used to use the cans exclusively, but I would pop the tops on and put them in the refrigerator so they would be flat in the morning. All the bubbly would be gone. And that's going to give them the nutrients necessary to heal the joints and the skin and tendons and ligaments and cartilage and blood vessels and all that kind of stuff. Now the eyes, we want to throw in the occutive, okay? And 3 of those twice a day. And it wouldn't hurt, just in case there's something going on with the second cranial nerve, because there may be something happening with osteoporosis of the skull also. I would throw in, okay, the occutive, but I'd also throw in all the stuff necessary to deal with osteoporosis of the skull, okay? And so let's deal with that. And this is simple stuff. We run into the same scenario, the same picture all the time.
All right, thank you. And I know that you have to go. One quick question is coming in from the audience here. Charlotte wants to know, should we be drinking milk? And is it okay to drink almond milk?
Okay, it's okay to drink milk. It's okay to drink almond milk if it's fresh. I mean, if it was made that day or that week, it's fine. But if you have almond milk sitting on a shelf somewhere for 3 months, it's not good to drink, okay? So you have to be aware of when it was made, as well as what the expiration date is on there. What should I say? Remember, a lot of those things, they taste good. They give you energy at the moment you're drinking them. and so forth. But if they've been around a while, the lipids and fats in the almond milk, they oxidize and turn into bad things. Okay, so you really have to be careful, okay, because something good can become something bad if it's not handled properly.
And that's different in milk, like cow's milk.
Okay, milk. Usually people can't keep milk in the house longer than a couple of days because what happens is everybody drinks it. Okay, milk, cream, that sort of stuff, butter, not margarine, but butter. They're all very useful things because they have cholesterol in them. You want them, okay? That's how you prevent all these myelin deficiency diseases, the white matter deficiency diseases of the brain. And I like my eggs soft scrambled in butter. So I'm getting the cholesterol in the eggs, I'm getting the cholesterol in the butter, okay? And soft scramble, so that I'm not burning the fats and the cholesterol and that kind of stuff. But you have to have a system. Why am I eating this? What benefit am I going to get here? What negatives are there possibly there? And you have to sit down and go through each ingredient you're eating every day, okay, or once a week or once a month or whatever it is. You have to know what it's doing to you, what benefit it's giving you. Okay, if you have soft scrambled eggs made in margarine, that's going to kill you. If you have soft scrambled eggs scrambled in butter, that's a benefit.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. I know that you need to get to your next programming, but we appreciate you taking this time and being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Thank you.
And
And
I
thank you,
just,
team.
yes, we have an amazing team, Dr. Wallach, and we will see you tomorrow, Doc. Bye for now. And if I could get my team on the line with me or on the screen with me, that would be fantastic, because I couldn't do this without them. So we have my executive production manager, Ruth Ellen Sanchez, who is like my right hand in helping me get organized. She keeps me organized, and helps all of us work together better and making sure that everything is running smoothly. Then her right hand, AJ, the assistant executive production manager, who is helping us get all of these platforms, the different platforms, making sure that we're getting streamed out there, getting the accounts set up, managing the accounts. He does quite a bit on the back side of that. So thank you so much, AJ. And we have from way far south in South Africa, we have Albert joining us here, helping us monitor the room and let people in, and just being showing his heart and his pets in his yard, folks. Can you believe this? That beautiful giraffe. I've been able to watch many videos on that big boy just from his yard. And then we have Sherry, who is helping put information into the chat, letting people in, watching the different platforms and also the cameras, and bringing questions in from the different platforms on behalf of those who are asking questions. And then we have Marilyn, who is typing all of this out and putting it into the chat, which is one of the biggest bonuses of being here live with us, as you get to see that chat. Because of HIPAA rules and want to preserve the privacy of those that are here with us, that chat is not available online. So it does stay here, and nor is it copyable. So thank you so much, Marilyn, for all you do as you are using skills that are benefiting others. And folks, that's what we all do. That's part of what's called advanced team building, is using your skills in a team to help benefit a greater community. If you have skills that you would like to use, please get back with the person that shared this program with you and say, hey, I have some skills. How can I use them in helping to build healthier communities? I want to be part of a team. If you have nobody to thank, go to dailywithdoc.com, use that contact option, and reach out and let us know that you're interested as well. So folks, again, this program is for educational purposes only. Everybody is different. Depending on the state of your digestive system, how well you are able to follow Dr. Wallach's recommendations and finding the correct protocol for you does determine your outcome. But for the most part, if you don't have a compromised digestive system, and there's a lot of people that don't realize what a compromised or uncompromised digestive system really is. It's worth the time to figure out what you yourself need to be your optimal best. Until next time, my name is Becca Dukes. Bye for now.
Recording stop.